And yeah, not to waste any more time, let's proceed with the event. As usual, the agenda is pretty straightforward. We'll provide some general outlook on what we see generally inside Mapon, and also provide some information about product updates and general roadmap information about what to expect from Mapon platform in the next quarter or in the next quarters in some of the situations. And finally, at the end of the event, there will be also time for Q&A session. Either it's related to the presentation contents, or you have some more generic questions or some other questions, then feel free to ask them either in voice at the end of the event or during the event through the chat. So yeah, about the general outlook. Previously, we were sharing more like market insight about what's happening. Unfortunately, nothing huge is happening apart from what we have been covering previous quarters. I mean, like the war in Ukraine is still happening, but we don't see any huge developments with that in mind. So the situation is as stable as it was previously, and we don't see any huge impacts. So in this presentation, we are more talking about things internal to Mapon. And basically, when we are talking about Q3 and Q4, most of our focus has been on reducing the multitasking in terms of development teams. I mean, previously, we were doing lots of different tasks in parallel, which was impacting the speed of deliveries. I mean, if you are doing, I don't know, 5 or 6 projects in parallel, then obviously all of them occupy lots of time, and then you deliver them somewhere in the far future. So this Q3 has been our focus to finish up the projects that have been started before. And for the future, we have planned more like queued development, which means that we will focus mostly on a less amount of projects and try to deliver them in a more speedy manner. Another important thing to note is that in Q3 we have started the idea of do the research first and build things later, where before that we were just straight jumping into development, and this has led to situations that development eventually takes longer than it should be taking. So in the last quarter we have done decent research on car sharing solution, which Kristaps was briefly explaining to you guys in the previous event. Now that we have finished the research for car sharing solution, we are actually starting to plan for development of it. And basically, this strategy of doing decent research before we actually jump into development, this is also the focus on Q4 as well, and I will talk about this later on as well. And then obviously one of the big focus areas has been on removing the old functionality. Mara and Kristens will also cover this part in their presentations. But the idea is that we have been trying to build some new stuff for quite some time, and still we're having to focus on still maintaining the old stuff just to keep up with some of the partners using old solutions. And during Q3, we have been doing lots of development just to remove that old stuff from Mapon platform and basically being able to work only just on the new solutions in the future. And also we have been spending quite some time also on doing the core platform updates, just because some of the programming languages that we use are having new versions released. And due to that, we also have to do some maintenance work, which is not really visible to the partners. But that's something that needs to be done, just because we are willing to keep the Mapon platform up to date. So if we're talking about the research for the future, currently we have started to research the fuel solution. We understand that the current fuel solution, which is available in Mapon platform, is getting out of date, just because it's mostly focused on vehicles running on internal combustion engines like diesel or petrol. Whenever we are talking about some greener energy sources like CNG, LPG, LNG, and some combinations of the fuels like diesel plus CNG or hybrid vehicles or plug-in hybrid vehicles, then the current Mapon fuel solution is basically a bit outdated. So currently, we have started to do the research, and basically, if you are focused on fuel solutions, then this is the right time to get in touch with our sales team, and probably through the sales team provide some insight into what are the critical features that you are willing to see in the Mapon platform in the fuel solution. The sales team already has some basic requirements that we have set up ourselves. So basically, the idea could be that if you are willing to take part in this research and provide some insight that might be important for your customers, then this is the right time to do that. Also, apart from multiple fuel sources and combinations, we also have done some research on fuel data precision and the data sources that we can actually use for each of the fuels and so on. And finally, one of the big topics is obviously also the emissions tracking, which is a very huge thing for bigger customers which have obligation to report their emissions. So this has been also the focus for looking into the next generation of the fuel solution. So the idea in this area is that we're basically spending the Q4 for doing the research, making the requirements right, and then starting from Q1 2023, basically we are starting to develop the actual next generation fuel solution into Mapon platform. So yeah, I think that that's it from the general side. From other parts, we will have 3 speakers today for their solutions. This is Mara, Kristens, and Mix. And so I'll give the word to Mara then.
Yes, thank you, Ingus. Yeah, so regarding news which are in my area, so I will start with the things which are in the production or almost in the production. So this is one of the things which we have already launched, and you can try it out actually as well. So what does it do? It is the possibility that you can now link 2 accounts together, user account and also driver account. So previously you needed to have 2 sets of passwords, basically this email and password, in order to log into the driver or this employee application and to log in into the manager application. And now there is a possibility to link those 2 together, and that you don't need to remember 2 sets of credentials there. So this is already in the production. And then if we go to the next one, so this is in testing for our team. So this is this reports menu redesign. So as you can see, it currently in the system, it was kind of old-fashioned, and now there will be many possibilities what you can do there. So for example, there will be option to see those reports grouped. So now they won't be in like one big bunch, but they will be separated based on the areas. And also what is the biggest advantage here is that you can also search them here, and each report will have also a description about it. And when you will search the reports, then the search will work on the description and also on the heading. So based on some keywords as roots or objects or something else, you will be able to locate those reports what are necessary for you. And also on each of those report cards, there will be reflected whether it is schedulable or no. And also you can mark favorite those reports which are the most commonly used for you. And yes, regarding driver groups, so this is the thing which is partly also in the production. So possibility to group drivers as such, it is already in production, and it can be found under this driver management and drivers menu. And you can try it out and group drivers already now. But what we are working on currently, it is then to have also it in those user settings and presets. So this will be launched most probably, and I would say, yeah, it will be launched in this month. And the next 2 places where we'll implement this driver groups is driving behavior, and then also report the tachograph driver files. But about this one, yes, so these are the first things where we will implement those driver groups. And then from your side, then you can let us know what are those main things where you would like to see those driver groups. And based on your input, then we can also decide which will be the next places where to implement this solution. Then yes, as Ingus mentioned, we are sunsetting the old platforms, and then the Slide platform, it is one of them. And we are moving all of the customers to the Pro platform. So it means that there will be a lot less maintenance because two platforms won't be needed to be updated anymore. And also if there are some bugs or something, then we won't need to fix them in two places. And yes, as in previous partner meetup, it was mentioned that we will start to send this communication. So now this communication is already sent. And also the date of the sunset is also set, and it will be 1st of November. So if some of the customers won't be, those customers who won't be switched from Lite to Pro, then this 1st of November, that will be the date when everybody will be switched to the new one. And yes, then regarding next one, so this is development what currently is not yet started, but we will definitely work on it in this Q4 and also finalize it in Q4. So the idea behind it is not to have this need to create a separate development if some value you want to see in the report, but there would be a possibility to map those inputs and targets and distributor level from any device what is sending information. For example, I don't know, if there's a device which is sending 300 like values, then we are reflecting in the system only, well, as an example, only 100 of them. Then now there will be possibility to reflect any of those values, so what you wish for. And it needs to be set on distributor level. Yeah, and design is also there, approximately visible, how it could look. So basis of this report, raw data with graphs, but additional feature what we will also add there is the possibility to extract data so that it can be or afterwards also checked in the Excel file. Yes, so this is it from my side. We'll give word now to the Christians.
Hi guys. Yeah, so I'll just give you a brief update about what we've been doing with the products that are under my scope. So first one is with route planning. Well, it simply has been a lot more challenging to migrate to the new APIs because, well, not going to details, it's not a matter of just switching from one previously used API to another one. We have to rework our basically the way we had implemented at the code level in order to facilitate the features that the new APIs can provide. We are not far from the initial iteration that we can release to production, but still we have three crucial things that we need to resolve. And actually the first one is pretty obvious. We need to simply make the migration happen in order that we get correct data and correct paths calculated, which will honor the heavy truck restrictions and only violate where there is no other way how to pass through. However, this poses another challenge, which is that we lack a robust error messaging system, I would say, because if the trucks will be routed through restrictions where there is no way how to get through there, we need the fleet planners to be clearly notified about this, that, hey, your vehicle is, let's say, 40 tons. However, here there's a restriction that only a 30-ton truck can pass through. And then the planner can make a decision on his or her own whether or not to send this truck through there because they have acquired, let's say, the necessary permit, or let's say they will contact the receiver of the package and negotiate on a different location where to send it. And the last one is simply resolving. It's a little bit challenging with the new APIs, resolving issues with the target time zones, so that in case, let's say, if you're planning a trip from Eastern Europe to Western Europe or vice versa, that we display the, let's say, delivery times and the planned times of arrival in local times, which is crucial for proper functionality. As I said, we're very close to releasing the final version, but we still have a few things that we need to do. That's why at the moment, knowing how it's been going so far, I don't want to give any timelines in order not to disappoint anybody. So moving on from route planning, we have been focusing quite a lot on improving overall user experience with our online map section. So it's not a secret that we have pushed all our clients that were still on the old version of the map to the new one. And well, I would have liked to have done it earlier, because then we would have found out some new issues that came up when we switched the bigger clients, ones that have, let's say, 12, 13, 14, 1500 units connected to the profile. And besides that, we're also doing some small UX improvements. But currently, our main initiative is, well, number one, improving the loading time, because those of you who have some bigger clients, you might have sometimes received complaints about the overall loading time. So as this is our, I would call it our system's landing page, the first section that you see once you open, once you log into Mapon Pro, we need to make sure that the time to all the data is loaded and everything is presented to the client is as little as possible. So we're focusing on this currently. So those of you who have sent in requests, you can rest assured knowing that we are on this already. And the second one is just focusing on bugs. Any bugs that we find in the online map, we quickly try to estimate it, prioritize it, and then in a nice, beautiful sequence, knock them all out one by one. And then there are some good news as well. Moving on to overall how we used to charge route planning, our clients and partners as well for route planning and overspeeding. So this solution for route planning will be enabled shortly within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're hoping, if everything runs smoothly. But for overspeeding, we already released this update that previously the general concept was that either the client connects this solution for all of his units or none. Well, it was understood that this solution, or this approach, doesn't really work. So, well, many of our partners connected just a few units to this from a whole. Let's say client has 100 units, connected just a few, and then, well, our accounting had to make adjustments to invoices to reflect this. However, right now we have made changes in such a way that, number one, if this solution is enabled, the second step would be to populate the price packs only for those units for which you want to receive speeding data. If this is done, then only these units will pass on all this data, location plus tracked speed, to here maps, and they will return to us the speeding information. And these will also be the units for which both the end client and our partners will be billed. So we're just making sure that you can start monetizing this product. And overspeeding also will be migrated to new Here APIs. So we have valid hopes that overall data quality will be improved. So that's it from my side.
So hello, hi all. So yeah, let's continue with the camera integrations and integrations in general. So first of all, I would like to announce that that we are launching IAMP integrations for Mapon. So for some time, Mapon system have supported IAMP integrations with individually configured environments. This means that there is some customers that can provide us the necessary integration details, and we can add this integration to their account. But from now on, we build this solution so that it is available for all customers, and each customer can control the integration by himself. So in short, about IAMP standard, it is made for big earth-moving and mobile road construction machinery. And this integration allows us to receive data without installing any additional equipment. So in case in your portfolio currently exists some clients with heavy machinery that are doing earth-moving or some road construction jobs, then it is a good idea to let them know that from now on, Mapon platform supports IAMP API integration, and I assume that they may be interested in this solution as well. And here you can see all the vendors all the IAMP integration providers that we are currently supporting. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Yeah, let's continue with cameras. So here we can see recently added features. So So in short, we are now providing opportunity to use live streaming for iOS manager application. So in case you don't know, then this means that currently we support both platforms, iOS and Android. So you can use iOS or Android, and you can see live streaming from manager application. Also, another thing we have done in this period is that we finished video downloading from archive functionality. So what this means in real life? This means in real life that you can take any previous period from camera's memory and download particular time period locally or Mapon, or upload it to Mapon. And this is also available already. And camera.
Mix, you probably have some issues with the network, so maybe you can just
Sorry.
turn off the camera so that it doesn't
Right.
much.
Yep. All right. Big announcement about that we currently support harsh events for CMAX DRs. This means that if you get a CMAX camera that is configured so that it is recording harsh events to the server, then it is possible to be used in Mapon as well, and you can use StreamX with the events section. And currently small, but in future probably a great improvement is individual camera settings. This means that for each camera you can go to the settings and configure individual parameters such as channel names, camera name, in future probably also sensitivity for event detection and so forth. And this is also already in process. You can see already it in production, and from now on there will be added more and more features in this area. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Regarding to camera solutions and hardware integrations, we can announce that currently we support also Hoven devices. This means that you can use all three Mapon video products with Hoven devices. Regarding to integration itself, we made this integration in the device level. This means that there is no additional middleman during the operation, and this means that device is not dependent on other software services. Like for example, other manufacturers made this integration with the APIs through the service, and then you rely on this service provider that they are not like increasing prices and so forth. Regarding to Hoven, we made device level integration, so all this other additional things with the middlemen is not relevant, not affecting us at all. So yeah, well, let's go to the next slide. So here we can see a short introduction about integrated and provided camera solutions from Hoven. First is this dashboard camera from Hoven. You can see that it supports 3 channels. Additionally to all other already provided and supported features like live streaming, camera's archive, and events, this camera also supports driver monitoring, and also it supports ADAS systems. Okay, let's go to the next slide. And here you can see these more robust solutions from Hoven, and these types of DVRs can be installed in more robust and more like high-end environment. And here you can see all the 3 popular currently provided and distributed models from Hoven. And here is also announced differences between them, and you can see main differences here. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Regarding to Hoven, there is some advantages that I like to announce. and those advantages is such that these DVRs from Hoven can be equipped with multiple kind of cameras. This means that you can buy DVR and equip it with for example, four waterproof cameras and put it outside the vehicle. Or you can put one wide-angle camera and 3 outside cameras, and you can put one wide-angle camera and 1 front view and 1 back view, and basically the configuration possibility is big, huge, wide. So yeah, that's big advantage for these solutions. So you can basically cover all necessary cases for your clients with the possibility to match cameras for your need. Another big advantage for this solution is that Hoven provides connector cables for the trailers. This means that you can use one DVR installed in a main vehicle, and then you can switch this vehicle with the different trailers, and with this quick connector, you can just quickly connect additional already installed camera on trailer with the existing DVR on the main vehicle, and you can get the footage from the trailer without any issues. And one of the biggest advantages for Hoven solutions is that the pricing is very competitive. So yeah, those 3 are the main advantages. Let's go to the next slide. So in this slide, we can see that the next steps for video solutions, and yeah, first thing that we are planning to deliver is video storage management for storage packs, and this is already in process and already in design is ready. Already everything is developed. Then there is this just a bit of testing, and soon it will be launched, and probably, to be on the safe side, I will announce that it will be launched till the end of Q4, but probably it will be launched sooner. But regarding the next things, the big improvement regarding to video solutions is video sharing outside Mapon. This feature is somehow similar to sharing links already existing for the GPS. This means that, for example, you get some sort of accident, or your client gets some sort of accident, and you want to share this video footage with the police officer. In that case, you don't need to download the video footage, save it to your computer, upload it to the email, then send the email to the policeman. Policeman, once again, receive the email, takes out the video, saves it locally. To avoid all these steps, you can simply just generate one URL. You can send this URL to policeman. Policeman can open this URL and take a look at this video without any additional steps necessary. And also this includes possibility to control how long video tracking link is available, and other things. So yeah, this is planned to start developed soon, and probably it will be launched sometime in Q1. Next big thing regarding the camera solution development is alerts for camera events. This thing is highly demanded from already few partners, that it is possible to be configured events for camera events, alerts for camera events. So yeah, this thing is also already in process. We are starting to plan how this solution will look in the end, and yeah, this is also somehow in process, and probably it will be launched somehow at the end of Q1. And then there is another thing that is affecting and camera solutions, and it is highly demanded from the customers, is that permissions and possibility to build custom kind of sets of permissions for each of the users that is using Mapon, so that in some cases, for example, user can see live streaming, and if he got permission, and if he don't have the permission, then he cannot see the live streaming and things like that. So yeah, that is also in process, and probably yeah, this will not be a quick development, but we are hoping to deliver it till the end of Q1. So yeah, thank you guys. That's it from my side.
So yeah, that's it from our side. Thank you guys for the great questions, and see you in January then.